Well, I think we're back. Are we back? Yep, we're back. How you doing, mate? How's California? Hope you got a lot of guns for me to play with when I come over. Is it actually real? Is it live? What does the title say? I can't see from there. What's the title say? Does it say ho ho ho? It's loading, is it? Is it bad? It's not smooth now. Fuck. Why is it doing that? Oh no, that was the old one. Yeah, it's alright, I think. That was the original one, the one that. Yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're on. Hello everybody! Ho ho ho. How are we all doing? We're good to go. I'm doing brakes because it failed the other side on the NCT of the dust plates. The brakes passed, which is terrible, but because we're doing one side, I might as well do the other side. And because of the way these are set up and they rust, I'm going to cut the old wheel bearing off and put a new one on, even though technically speaking it doesn't need a wheel bearing. Technically speaking it doesn't need brakes because they're passed, but it does need brakes. So yeah, we're going to replace everything. And this one's all rusted in, so it's not going to come out. I'm not even going to attempt to do it. Not even going to attempt to do it. Have you got the ramp up yet? No, I haven't, not my own. As you can see, I am in a garage, but I haven't got anything up yet. Biggest problem I'm going to have with this is the carrier could be quite rusty. Are you seriously watching the live stream over there when I'm literally doing it here? I have someone watching the live stream just over there where he's literally in the same place as I'm doing it, but yet he's watching it on YouTube. So I just got back home from love it when they don't fight. We was using that same kit today and it didn't work for us. Someone was using the same kit on lock nuts that we were using today. Yeah. Didn't bloody work. It's better to be working on the ramp than the floor. Well, I mean, it certainly makes things easier, but then there's a lot of drawbacks about working on a lift because you've got a lot more overhead. So it's all swings and roundabouts, really. Hammer. Good please. It's them 2 bolts that I'm worried about. So is everyone set for Christmas? Are you all done? Christmas shopping and all that? Who's still working and who's off work? Watched a number of your videos and had plenty more to catch up on. I must say your mechanic experience is top notch. See? Did you hear that? Did you hear that, mine? Did you hear that? My mechanical experience is top notch. I like Patrick. Will we see more of the Sierra Cosworth? Possibility, you might, yes. We've certainly seen a lot more of the Cosworth Transit. So yes, certainly be seeing more of that bad boy. The rusty bolt doesn't look good. I don't like it. Can't hit it. Everything is in the way. You've got one chance and one chance only to get these before they slip. I start swearing a lot. Greetings from the Black Forest. How you doing, mate? Never stop, always on call, even Christmas. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Now, do we think this is going to come off, or do we think I'm going to have an issue? Well, don't answer. Don't answer what? Do. What am I not answering? Because I don't see any other comment from you, mate. No, you're alright, can't see you. So let's get in. Come on. Oh, it's one down. Ooh, got one. We got one. We got one. But can we get t'other one? Things are going okay, mate. Things are going okay. Well, they're going okay at the minute because I haven't got into this job properly. But very, very soon on camera, it could go completely the other way. And that will not be good. Wob from one is back. Have you seen him again? I have, yeah. I've spoke to him as well. Spoke to him. He's back. Can the power steering box on an 18 2.5 RAM cause the power steering to cut in and out on tuning? Don't really know much about them because we don't get them here, but the steering box, not really. It could be the electronic side of that more so than the steering box. Because the steering box is just gears, but depending if it's got an electronic part attached to it, that would be more the issue, I would say. Now, can we get this one off? Will this one come off? If it does, I'll be happy. Yes. Problem when you're using a knuckle, you have to keep the knuckle straight as well as. What's happened? Updates available. No, I don't want you to update yet. Why is it asking me to update the Streamlab as I'm actually doing it? Notice the knocking sound coming from front wheel. No plate on bearing. Don't what? Could be your drop links if it's a knocking noise. Good to hear you're busy over the Christmas. Them bars don't stick when they are TV. Oh. I have someone just over there, so if you hear me or talking, I'm not actually talking to myself, even though it sounds like maybe I am. bloody stuck. Hammer. What have we done with the hammer? Like, oh. God, stealing your own hammer back. It's just terrible. Mark III Mondeo 2 litre automatic petrol. Never had a fluid change. Not burning, no problem. Should I renew the fluid? On what? On the engine or the gearbox? I would if I was you. Do a full service on that. On the engine and the gearbox. Jason, how's things? That's a good hammer actually, yeah. Now the thing with these focuses is, on the other side we failed the test on the dust plate, which is this. We got a genuine main dealer one for 22 quid, which is really good. But it only failed on the dust plate on the other side. But this dust plate isn't bad, but as you can see, look, it is kind of going. So we might as well replace it. It passed on the pads and discs, but we're going to replace them. They're not so much a big deal, but the big deal is the wheel bearing is bolted onto here, which we have a new one down there. Now, technically speaking, it didn't need a wheel bearing on the far side, and technically speaking, it doesn't need a wheel bearing on this side. And technically, it doesn't need brakes. Technically, it doesn't even need this. But it doesn't need anything, so why am I doing it? But we've already done the other side, so you might as well make everything. Now, these can be ridiculously expensive, so normally it's best just to replace one, because these can be a couple hundred quid. This was €22 from the main dealer. So, but like I said, the wheel bearing. Which is here, and the issue is it bolts, so this goes on first and the wheel bearing goes through it and bolts on the far side. Now, there's 4 torque or inverted torque heads on here. They're a nightmare to get to, and they rust, and all of it rusts all inside here. So to try and get them out without damaging them is just very, very difficult. So, what we're going to do, and it might seem a bit counterintuitive, but it's the easiest way to do it. Because yes, I could maybe take them off, but it'd be taking me ages. Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours to try and get this off without damaging it. And then we still might need the 4 nuts. So the problem is, I can just cut this off a lot quicker and not have to worry about that. So technically, yes, we have to buy the wheel bearings, but the labour cost is 1,000,000 times less because we can do it a lot quicker. And at the end of the day, we're going to get new brakes, new wheel bearings, new everything. So it's not too bad. I've missed a lot of comments. Thought you was losing the plot talking to yourself. No, there's literally someone just there. Everyone thought I was talking to myself. When I changed the transmission fluid on my follower, it was black, not burnt, but gonna change. Yeah, definitely best to change it. Bigger hammer needed. With the electric cars taking over, that will never happen one day. What are your plans for work on electric? I've done all my stuff on electric vehicles. I've got all my courses done. I've done a lot of stuff on electric vehicles. I just can't film it because I work for some main dealers doing it and they don't want me to film it. So as regards electric vehicles, yeah, it's not a problem. I do want to try and get electric vehicle for the channel just to go through everything so I can show people stuff. But yeah, it's not going to be a problem for me. I've got all the tools, got all the certificates, so we're good to go. We're good to go. Simon, so someone else. Change everything you have to make a dollar. No, it's not actually to make money because this is my parents' car, so I'm not actually getting paid for this. It's just it works out cheaper. Even if I wasn't doing it for my parents, it still works out cheaper to do this. So that's the reason we're doing it. But as regards this, I'm not getting a penny for it. So I'm actually maybe making myself more work and I'm not getting paid for it. But these bolts can just round, they're a nightmare. See, are a nightmare. But we're lucky with this one. The other one we wasn't so lucky, the other one we had issues with. So we did. And when I always do that, people say, you're going to damage the wheel bearing doing that. Oh. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you the issue, but I'll try. No, I can't, can I? How am I going to do that? If I get my phone, I might lose signal. Can I bring the laptop closer? Will that work? No, I'll just get the old dog and bone. That is the problem. Now hold on, I need to get onto a live picture so I can see. Is that a live picture? There we go. Phone. Now look. That is the problem with all that. You can see that there. So as you can see, that's the problem. And to try and take these bolts out, it is possible, but it takes a long time. And this is really, really rusty anyway. So just cut it off. I mean, it's quicker, it's easier, just do it. Like I said, this one did pass, but as you can see, look, it's not great anyway. And all I do... Sorted! Oh God, Martin. What did you do that for? Good luck and Merry Christmas. Did you hear that? Sorted! Thank you, Martin. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. Good to see someone doing it right. Give a good medium hammer. Yeah. Brute force works every time. It certainly does. It certainly does. It's just like I said. Look, you have to come to a point where do you try and save it for the customer? When technically it is okay, but it's very, very rusty, and try and save it and then spend 2 or 3 hours trying to save it, and then you could get a part for half the price of what the labour would be and spend only a few minutes. So, and then the other thing is, this wheel bearing eventually is going to have to be replaced anyway. Now it could be 6 months, could be a year down the line, but once you do everything, the chances of this car ever needing a wheel bearing and this back plate again is remote. It's 2009. It's just, by the time it needs it again, it's not going to be worth fixing anyway. So, preventive maintenance, in that sense, is quite good as well. I'm just going to cut that off with my grinder. With my grinder. Safety first. Very careful. The last thing you want to do is set fire to the car with any welding sparks or sparks. Do you need a hand with that? You sure? You can talk, you know. You can just say hello. People, I don't think people believe it is actually someone here. Now, let's go cutting. You said, see, did you hear that? No, look, I'm not hammering, see? See? Someone else hammering. I'm not talking to myself. Honestly. I am bad, but not that bad yet. Quite well. Considering it's bagged, there's the amateur. Had to change the rear hubs on a 2007 Volkswagen Beetle. Cheap, very easy to do. Bring on the sparks. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. And also, even if you do try and save this, the chances are, when you get, if you can get the bolts out, you tend to damage the threads on the bearing anyway, so you spend all that time and then you end up needing a new bearing. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can get the pusher flat between the bearing and the actual the rear axle and cut them all off, or you can actually go in at an angle and cut most of the bolt away and it just falls away then. So I'm gonna mostly go straight first on the bottom two, just like that. All I'm doing, you don't have to cut through the whole bearing, I'm just cutting through the actual bolt. Once I get through the bolt, we can snap it off the rest of the way. You don't need to go all the way through, and like I said, it's a hell of a lot quicker. What am I saying? I don't want to set fire to anything. It's not good, is it? Now what I tend to do is go about 1 millimetre from the actual plate of the rear axle, and that leaves hardly any thread, if any, and it just comes away and you don't do any damage to the rear axle. You can hit the rear axle a little bit, but you don't want to be taking too much out of it, for obvious reasons. Get a new blade, because that blade is still good, but it's not big enough. did I do that? Not too bad, because what we can do is, you know, kick everything over, why don't you know? What we can do is cut the top two. I'd have to boil it down to cut the top two anyway. So I'll just say I did it on purpose so I can bring this, cut the top two. Not because I left this in the car at all. Get the gas torch. Another thing I've seen people do with these is they heat them up to get the bolt out, because technically that does help, but then you're putting a lot of heat into the bearing, so you damage the bearing as well. Also, we got the thickness of the dust plate, so you can actually hit the dust plate before you hit the axle. But I can make this a little bit easier on myself. Don't like the spark going that way. Still going that way. That should be enough. And with the last one, I cut at an angle because it's just it kind of seems a bit brutal, but believe me, it's the quickest way. I did the hammer, sorry. Charles. Last bearing was on a Mark 6 Transit front on. I just replaced the brakes and the bearings at the same time on them. So much easier. Is that a Mondi estate? No, it's a Focus estate. Focus estate. I might need to cut the top one a little bit more, but we'll just give it a few more slaps and see. It's actually split in half at the back, so that's alright. There we go. As you can see, we've done no damage at all to this. And you can see, look, the dust plate's still intact, and I've cut it just in front of the dust plate. And on the last one, I cut it at that angle, which leaves when you cut them straight through, it leaves the bolt like that, and when you cut at an angle, look, you still go through the whole bolt, and it just makes it a lot better. Hit the bloody thing, stop tapping it. Actually pop the back of it off. A little screwdriver in there now, pop it out, got a little pick. Perfect. There we go. I mean, technically that sensor's still okay, you can keep that sensor as a spare, but when the sensors give problems, the wheel bearing's normally shot, to be fair. So I'm going to clean all this up before we put the new bearing back in. And put everything on. Codes. Now, see, easier. Anyway. Yeah. New bearing. And new bolts. More important, the bolts. Got my headphones on. Thought I was at the dentist. Yeah, not the nicest sound to hear in the world. These are already pre-lubed. with some Loctite, but I'm going to put a little bit more on. Do you have any Loctite there, do you mind? There's something in it, a little bit. Chankyo. What I like to do first, and it's very easy, put the dust plate on. So easy to forget. They only go one way. You know you've got it wrong because this is where the caliper goes. So, there. What I like to try and do is hook the ABS sensor up now on this one. Can I do it? No, I'll have to do it from. I'll do it when I go in from the inside. Now, put it on there. Roughly about there. What I'm going to do is put one bolt on it first, just to kind of hold it in place. There we go. These are them, inverted torques. Can be annoying. Lovely. Just get him inverted torque. You got some inverted torque going on. There were 3/8 extension. Right, extra Loctite just to be on the safe side. You get your tongue at a right angle and squint your eyes, you'll get it in. It's important you do that. Now, take this one back out. Oh. Before I do that, I'll just put the other bits in. Have you got your own garage now, or still? I'm still doing mobile. Still doing mobile. Drop everything. this one back out so I can put some more Loctite on it. Really put it up a bit more. Get some hair around it, you'll find a way. I never got that expression because you think about it, most people like it without, so, or a little bit. Kind of a weird expression. If you think about it. Which is the one I haven't got in? That one. Need a torch. Torch. There you go. Now the dog can see the rabbit. There we go, look. There you are, I think. Now, got to tighten all these up now, which again is a little bit easier said than done. Just 4 little bolts to do. Just a little 3/8 to 1/2 inch. This really is the hardest part. Oh, the light's kind of shining everyone's face. A bit better. Missed. And just waiting on the comment, you're not supporting the caliper, which it actually is supporting with the handbrake cable. And the torque setting for this, you ready? It's a grunt, it's a medium grunt. Not a full-on grunt. Medium grunt. Medium grunt. Very quiet. Why are you very quiet? You're hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry too. Shame no one lives near us, and we could get them to get us some food for us. Missed a few comments, and let me just tighten this before I do. Need to tighten this for the thing sets. Annoying to actually clip in. It hasn't clipped in. I need push. You'll have to remind me. You do the same thing with that later on. Push it and clip it. Now that's the hardest bit done. What we have to do is have to push that in and just bend the clip around, because aftermarket parts, not always great. It works, but it's just the clip needs to be really pushed in. What we missed. Old school saying, no, I know it's an old school saying, mate. Broke my gloves. Look at that. See, I need gloves, ready? See, look at that. See, I just ask. Just gloves. Ready? They can even go back. Ready? See that? Look at that. Boom. Magic. It's just here, me. It's just me on my own. There's no one else here. Like your torque wrench. Yeah. It's 3 settings. I've done a video on that torque wrench. 3 settings. Put it down, then lock it. Nice. Now what we do have to do, like I showed, I think it was a YouTube short I did not that long ago. It's all well and good cleaning your pins, because they do need cleaning. But what can sometimes happen is, now if it doesn't happen, it's still worth doing. Yeah, see that there is really, that's my phone. It's great, I can answer my phone on my new kettle. What was I saying? Yeah, so cleaning the slide pins is one part of it. What also happens is, and these are both quite tight, inside here the rust comes in. It's called rust jacketing, and it squeezes on the rubber, which is essentially like squeezing the pin, and it makes the pin really difficult. So you have to take off them rubbers and clean inside, and then the pins slide lovely. Oh yeah, good stuff. We need that and a drill bit in a second. I'm going to clean these first. This is actually the last one I used on the YouTube short. You can see it's still got sandpaper around it. So the drill bit is a little bit smaller than the hole. Put some sandpaper around it, and it just, sandpaper nicely goes in and cleans it all out. Pins are clean, by the way, now. That might move in a little bit easier, but still not yet. Still a bit stiff. Still not good enough. How's it going? Oh, China. With German cars, I just got it tight. All this work and no hobby tool plug in sight. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Someone's there. Ow. So what happens is, you can even see on here, dropping everything, the rust comes in and essentially squeezes on it like that, and doesn't allow the pin to slide through nice and easy. It stops it. It's not great. Talking of hobby tools, have you seen all the new videos I've done on there? Some of the new tools, awesome. Especially the bore scope. Isn't that a brilliant tool? Mine. The bore scope. Hobby Tools bore scope. Yeah, see, fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. So, what I'm going to do now is get a drill. Where's my drill? Did I bring my drill? No, I didn't bring my drill. Didn't bring my drill, but we've got a Lidl's finest, which, to be fair to it, is all right for the price anyway. So, I'm just going to put that in there. Get that a bit tighter. Get it to the top. Pull it there. And needed a bit tighter than that. Might use the new stuff that Martin gave us. Typical. Now I'm doing it actually on camera. It's looking a bit awkward, but believe me, it's not. Got to get it tight. Okay, I can't do it. Yes, that is one of them pins with the 7mm Allen key on it. Other side, just straight away, first time, no problem. This side, I'm showing it. When you're showing something live, it always does stuff like this. There we go, got it now. Kind of anyway. If you start at a slight angle and not straight to it, you can get it nice and tight, and then you can just spin it by hand and it tightens itself on the drill bit. There we go. There we go, look at that. These ones weren't as bad as the other side. The other side was quite bad. These are good clean too, because all the rust sticks to them. Nice and clean, nice and clean, nice and bloody clean. Some lube, get it back in. There we go. Yeah. And the pin, grease up the pin. Some special grease. From Poland. Is this from Poland? This is stuff that's from Poland, yeah? No. It's the other stuff that is. Look at that. Just so easy now. So easy. Another glove. Polo 6N2 engine, check engine on scan tool, says map sensor, change map sensor, light back on. I've cleaned the sensor and checked all the pipes. What's next? Have you checked the wiring going to the sensor? That's the first thing to check. I don't know what the code is. Well, what's the exact? He says map sensor, so it must be a map sensor code. Do you have the exact code that it was? He said he's checked all the pipes. Yeah. Could be a leak, but he says he's checked all the pipes. No leaks. Check pipe for leaks, no leaks. If there's no leaks and the sensor is okay, check the wiring. But intercooler pipes do give problems. So just check, because even though what can sometimes happen is when it's under boost, it can leak, but when you're actually looking at it, it might not. It might look okay. When it's under boost, it can leak. Watching you take the back plate off reminds me. Don't know why. I'm not sure. Why? Is it? Oh yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, I'll definitely have a coffee in it. I'll give you some money. When you going? When you going? Oh, you're going now? Hold on 1 second. Fuck, my wallet's in the car. 1 second. I'll have a coffee anyway. Wait, what shop are you going to? I just get whatever. Get something. Yeah, good man. Code 17566. So that's a Volkswagen code, it's not a P code. Do you have the P code? Or is it P17566? It's a Polo. Polo, yeah. Is it the 3-cylinder engine? But if it's not, if the sensor's okay and there's definitely no leaks, check the wiring. Polo, yeah. 6N2 is the engine. There's 3 pipes, I've checked them but haven't checked the plug. Have you checked the intercooler pipes? Or have you just checked the vacuum pipes, or have you checked the intercooler pipes? Check the intercooler pipes. I'm guessing it's a petrol. It just says 6N2 engine, so 4-cylinder. P07566. I would check the intercooler pipes first. Check the actual intercooler pipe, check the intercooler, make sure there's no cracks, make sure there's no leaks. Yeah. Huh? What year is it? Oh, hold on. No, that's not going to be it's not going to be a turbo, is it? Petrol, no. It's not going to be an intercooler issue. What am I thinking? 2001. Yeah, I would check the wire. I check the plug to the wiring. It's going to be a 3 sensor. It's going to be a 3 plug. Is it 3 wires going to the plug, or is it 4? Because if it's a 3, it's simple enough. You're going to have a power ground and you're going to have a signal wire. Yeah, petrol. I don't know why I was thinking it was a diesel. Is it 3 wire going to the plug? Everything's going to be simple. There'll be power, there'll be a ground, and there'll be a signal wire, normally a 5 volt, but it won't be full 5 volt because the sensor doesn't work that way. It'll be 4.5 volts to, or half a volt to 4.5 volts because it's a linear sensor. So I would check that first. Or is it, if it's a 4 pin, it'll be a 4 pin, but I doubt it. Definitely a lot worse. You can see already that this one's a lot worse. Four pin. Well, you're still going to have the same power ground signal. So I'll check them three first. You can rev the engine to see if the signal wire changes. And you can unplug. Look at the stuff that came out of that. Did you see all that came out there? I'll put that. You wouldn't really need a wiring diagram for that. It's just a 4 pin or a 3 pin. I know he said it's a 4 pin, but 4 pin or 3 pin sensors, they're really simple. You can just use a multimeter and you can figure out which is your earth. Put your multimeter to your battery. Go through all the wires. You'll see when you get 12 volts, you know that that's the earth. If you put it to the positive of your battery, then swap it around to get your power. So you got your power and your earth there really, really quickly. Then you get your 5 volt reference, again, very, very quickly. And then you can see without a wiring diagram. It's fairly straightforward on that. There's nothing to it. And then you can see if your signal wire is actually changing as you're revving it, or if you unplug if you start the engine and unplug something, you know, say like a vacuum, to see if it actually changes. You can do it quite easily. Valve timing, yeah, the valve timing on them do give issues, 100%. They do burn the valves, the chains go on them. There's an awful lot of problems on that Pacific engine, the 3 cylinders. Could be a dirty plug on the ECU as well. Could even just be a dirty plug on your map sensor. Nice! Saves a lot of hassle. Yeah, but like I said, you don't actually need to know which wire does what, because your multimeter very quickly will tell you. So you put your multimeter to battery positive, put it through the pins. Once you get 12 volt or whatever your battery happens to be, you know that's your earth. Put it to your earth then, go through, find out your power. Again, fairly straightforward. Then you can figure out which is your signal wire. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We are using Frodo brakes. They are unbelievable. I have them on my rally car. Just fantastic brakes. Fantastic. This is special brake grease. It's not the white stuff that I'd be used to, but it's supposed to be really good. We will test it out on this. Well, I've used it before and it seems alright to be fair. Now that's going to mean a lot easier to take off the next time. Live data shows me switch is working. Which switch? I'm currently chasing an anti-skid service requirement issue on my XC90. Good old Volvo. Volvo. Now. Push the brake back, clean out the brake carrier, because that's quite bad. Clean up. Alright, let me clean up this. Now, I haven't got my brake file with me, which makes things a little bit difficult. Well, not difficult, but harder. My scan tool is the Foxwell NT66 or NT644. I've got the Pro version. Great little scan tool. So rather than using the old brake file, we'll use an old blade from a hacksaw. Works very well. Cuts all the rust off and gets you to And a fresh metal. But what do you mean about it showing that it's working? Like, but is the reading correct? If the signal wire, for example, is corroded, it's not going to give the proper reading, which will flag a light. What's the description on the actual error code? What does it say? Does it say short the ground? Does it say? What does it actually say? Because just because you're getting a reading doesn't mean you're getting the correct reading. Sound coming through when you're cleaning. I'm just going to check to see that these fit on and slide through okay. See if we need any more cleaning. Yep, they slide nice. Happy enough with that. Project Man, how you doing, mate? I know that's maybe a stupid question, but you know what I mean. I know you're not going through great times at the minute, mate. Intermittent. That's all it says, intermittent. I'd still check your wiring first, mate. That's the first thing you need to do. If you replace your sensor, you need to check your wiring, because there's no point going any further. You need to know your wiring is correct and the readings are correct before you go any further. Because you could be chasing lots of different problems and it's just down to wiring. Would WD-40 clean the plug? No. You're going to need some contact cleaner, electrical contact cleaner. That will clean the plug. Always good to check to see that the brakes are actually moving, they're not binding. And these still binding a little bit, still a bit more cleaning. Just get the blade inside here. Put it back on the wheel. There we go. There we go. Look, nice and smooth. moving nice and smooth. I guarantee you though, if I was to try and take off that bearing without damaging it basically, I'd still be at it now. And there'd be a lot of swearing happening. A lot of things getting thrown. Because it's just the way it has to be. Good. Good. So is everyone set for Christmas? Are we all set? Are we still last minute shopping? The mess. Oh, bloody starving. What is it? What is what? What have I missed? Hey. Oh, when he gets back with some grub, it's going to be nice. Then I can eat. And then not have to worry about these bloody breaks. Last minute shopping. Of course, I'm broke. We're all broke, mate. Can't wait till next one we're off banger racing. Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Oh yes, get Get some food in a minute, then I'll go and then I'll finish it off. Just can't be asked anymore now. Thinking about food. Oh, I've got so much work to do. I'm going to bring a part out. Can anyone guess what the part is? Are you ready? Now, it is actually really simple to guess, but can you guess, oh, this way, can you guess what that is? What is it and what vehicle is it off? And it's actually quite easy, because they give a lot of problems. So, there you go. Ooh. Like a smiley face. Oh. Wheel nut. What's your plans for Christmas? Nothing really, quiet, just relax, do as little as possible, and that's it. Just relax. Can you tell what it is yet? Yeah, exactly. Trailing arm. Yeah, but for what? For Mondeo? Nope. I finish work at 1 PM Christmas Eve, not back till the 4th of Jan. What do you do, Jason? Rear trailing arm? Yeah, it's a rear trailing arm, but off what? Nope, not Focus, not Mondeo. So close to being done. The Cozzy. No. Cosworth one looks like a full wishbone. Looks like a shape of a wishbone almost. Well, not, it's like more like an N. Not the Cozzy. It's a well-known popular brand. Thank you, Gary. Same to you. And I know you're going through a hard one, but yeah, it's going to be difficult this year for you. That's another Ford. No, it's not another Ford. It's not Ford. I'll give you that. It's not Ford. It ain't Ford. Now you can actually see that. Just how rusty. Look at that. How rusty this was. So you can see it's just kind of pointless trying to take it off. Put it in the bin. Worked since I was 14, nearly 48 now. Whew. Right, what have I got to do now? Just give them a quick squeeze and push back the caliper, put the pads on. I love my Fords. I love my Fords too. You got an ST now, haven't you? ST Mondeo. Modern or classic? Modern. It's 2006, so I don't know what you class that as, because technically speaking, it's old. Mark 1 Golf, nope. 2006, and they give problems on all of them. Believe it or not, that big thing I've just shown you rusts away. That's what it's failed on the test for, rust. They all rust away. And I know when you look at it, you think, well, how, you know, that would take bloody million years to rust, but no, they rust quite badly. And they're not cheap. They're like 360 euros each, and we need 2 of them. Each. The main dealer was actually cheaper than Spurious. It's 10 euros cheaper in the main dealer to get that than it was to get at Spurious. So that's a main dealer part. Fit forklift for most solid ones using hydraulic press. Oh, cool. Use for a Cougar now. Oh, you got a Cougar now. It's modern in my book. Yeah, it is modern in my book too, but some people might not think it's modern. But I would class it as modern. Citroen, nope, not a Citroen. Not a Citroen. Nah, won't forget that now. Mark 1 Capri, no, that's not modern. And I don't know how many 2006 Mark 1 Capris there are. It's front wheel drive, not rear wheel drive. I should stop spinning this because this is going to come straight smack me in my boat and it's going to bloody hurt. Yes, Citroen paid over £2,000 more than auction due to the fact that went sky high during COVID. Getting a Monday Estate ST. I had an ST Mondeo Estate, fucking lovely car. Yeah, mine was the diesel. I chipped it. I did a few bits to it, about 230, 40 horsepower I made it up to. Bigger intercoolers, chipped it, did a few things to it, it was nice. Not bad for a diesel. Not bad. Not like mega quick, but you know, close to 250 horsepower out of a diesel isn't bad. Reliable at that as well. But not like, you know, mega quick. Well, I don't think it would be anyway. I wouldn't class 250 horsepower as mental. Unless, I mean, I don't know. What would you class that as a lot of horsepower? 250 horsepower, would you class that as a lot? I wouldn't really. I just class it as maybe just a bit above normal. I'm keeping hold of my Severa A 2 litre until it becomes a classic 54 plate. Had 10 years now, just went through last MOT. Advisory brake lines and rear, not bad. I've got the van up at Surrey auction. I got the van up to auction up at the road from Leon in Northern Ireland. Not bad. Yep, not far away from me. Northern Ireland isn't. Few hours drive. Oh. Just reached my number of steps apparently, according to the new kettle. Oh, where's the food? I'm hungry. Oh, is that him? That could be him. Sounds like him. Better be him. Oh, always a good thing just to check now. Nice and loose. Here it is. Nice. Nice and loose. Doesn't stick. What we like to see. Oh, maybe it's not him. Hopefully it's him. If it's him, I'm going to have to go and then get something to eat, and then I'll be back. And then I'll be back. It is something to eat, so I will be back. I'll be back after I've had something to eat. Won't be long.